Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, Minister of States, and my dear friends from ISRO and press, very good afternoon to all of you. We will give the update on the progress of ISRO activities. And as you are aware, the ISRO space activities were started in the year 1962. Can you go to the first slide? The first launch was accomplished on 21st November 1963. Can you show the first slide? 1963. From that till now, we have accomplished 133 satellite missions, 102 launch vehicle missions, 5 technology demonstration missions, and 4,002 sounding rockets, including 240 total number of missions. The important point is, last 10 years, if you see, the progress is phenomenal, exponential. With respect to missions, the number of missions targeted in 2015 to 2025 is almost double compared to 2005 to 2015. During the last 6 months, if you see, very important, 3 important missions are accomplished. Please move the slide, whoever is operating. And Axiom 4 mission is a very prestigious mission. We have successfully accomplished, and the first Indian is sent to safely to International Space Station and brought back safely. You are having the Gaganyaan 3 with us, Subhashnu Shukla ji. And GSLV F-16 rocket, placing the most prestigious NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar satellite on July 30th, perfectly. A satellite jointly realized by JPL, NASA, and ISRO. Yeah, the costliest satellite ever realized in the world is lifted off by Indian launcher, GSLV, and placed perfectly in the orbit. And today the satellite health is totally perfect. And we have, in fact, the unfurlable antenna is totally operational. The first picture is coming, and we are going to share the picture maybe in a couple of days. Another important thing, in another 2 to 3 months, we are going to have a 6,500 kg communication satellite of USA going to be launched using our launch vehicle. Until today, 433 satellites of 34 countries are done from India. After Modi ji took over as the Prime Minister of this country, the South Asian satellite was conceived, built, launched, and donated to the South Asian countries. And under his leadership, we are also realizing the G20 satellite for the G20 countries. And coming to the space sector reform, which was announced in the year 2020, 10 years back, we had only one startup company in the space area in the country. Now today, under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister and Minister of State, we are having 300 plus startup companies in the space area. That shows the significant growth of the startup system. And there are 2 suborbital missions done by private companies. And a week back, on August 8, a 30-ton solid motor is successfully tested for a private company, Vikram 1 motor, and for jointly done by ISRO and the private sector. And 2025 is a very important year. Till now, we have done 196 accomplishments. That means every working day, more than 1 accomplishment is done. The 100th launch was successfully done from Sriharikota, 100th launch by GSLV F-15, NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar, that satellite launch. And we have made a major breakthrough in a 200-ton LOX kerosene engine. The tests are going very well. Lot of indigenization activities are progressing well. Coming to the Aditya L1, this year we have released 13 terabit data. In fact, you have to see the videos taken by our satellite, the Sun orbit, whatever is taken, fantastic achievement is done. And NISR satellite, I am happy to announce to this August audience, it is totally healthy and all systems are working well. And under the Prime Minister's leadership, we conducted a global space exploration. And there were 36 nations participated and 760 students participated in that program. Another important thing is our ministry is also Minister for Earth Sciences. And when we are working on Gaganyaan program, the Earth Science Department is responsible for the Samudriyaan program. For that, a 6 kilometer, we have to take a vessel, 2.2 meter diameter, and that vessel is a titanium vessel which is getting realized with our minister's direction and guideline in ISRO. And an indigenous 10-ton propellant mixer is rolled out in the country. This is the highest capacity mixer ever realized in the country. And electric propulsion, 1,000-second test we have successfully done. And one of the responsibility of ISRO is to ensure safety and security of every citizens of Bharat. And go to next slide. The Sintur operation, whatever is required from ISRO, we have done extremely well. The satellites have worked extremely well. In the space application, 50 years back, the space application started. Today, we are happy to announce that there are 50 plus application is serving the common man of this country, which in fact 2,150 lives are saved during the last 5 years, and there is potential fishery zone monitoring, there is telemedicine, teleeducation, television broadcasting, and real-time connecting of something around 8,600 trains, 21,000 shipping vessels are connected, and in the area of disaster warning and mitigation, ISRO is doing outstanding job. And 13 out of 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals are being supported by ISRO. We have to thank Honorable Prime Minister of India, who announced on August 15, 2018, the Gaganyaan program, and he also, we selected 4 Gaganyaan 3s, Subhashnu Shukla, Prasant Balakrishnan Nair, who is with us, Ajit Krishnan, and Angad Pradap. 4 people were selected, they were trained, and Honorable Prime Minister announced them on 27 February 2024. Coming to the Gaganyaan program, you all will have a lot of questions. It is a very technologically intensive, complex mission. Lot of work is done in human rating of the vehicle health management system development, orbital module development, crew escape system development, environmental control and safety system development, parachute development, human-centric product development. In fact, I am happy to say that almost 80% tests are completed, and 20% tests are targeted before March 2026. And this year, we have done, in the recent past, last 4 months, lot of accomplishments are done in this area, and the first uncrewed mission, G1, is going to be lifted off this year end, maybe close to December. And in that, the Biomitra, a half humanoid, you can see the photograph, that is going to fly. And coming to ISRO's and Axiom's International Space Station program, we have sent the second Indian to space and first Indian to International Space Station. Our Gaganyaan 3, Suklaji is with us. And thanks to Honorable Prime Minister, it was his vision. He only announced this program in June 2023. He strongly felt when it comes to Gaganyaan program, this activity will really add lot of value to that. And this program was announced by him. And you can see on June 25th, the launch was successfully done, and docking was done on June 26th. And Gaganyaan 3, Suklaji interacted with Honorable Prime Minister, with school children, and the undocking was successfully done, and splashdown was successfully done, and they arrived back safely to India on August 17. And in this, the ISRO team had a crucial role to play. In fact, I want to say, number one, this entire contract based on the direction and guideline from Honorable Prime Minister and our Minister, the ISRO team effectively did. And another important thing is, originally, the mission was targeted on 11th June, and 10th June, we came to know there was a leakage in the Falcon rocket. It was ISRO team which insisted for complete correction. Based on ISRO team insistence, the complete correction was done by the US SpaceX team, and we had accomplished successfully. But for that complete correction, it would have ended up with a catastrophic situation. And thereby, we have saved the life of 4 of the astronauts, and I am proud to say that Indian education system, under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister and ISRO training, has proved that we are second to none, even in stopping a faulty rocket and ensuring safety of the astronauts. And our Gaganyaan 3, Mr. Suklaji, has effectively carried out 7 experiments. We are going to dwell little later on that in human health, space biotechnology, space agriculture, and astronaut nutrition, space biology. And in fact, this is going to feed huge wealth of data for the Indian science. And Honorable Prime Minister interacted. That shows the enthusiasm and the moral improvement of Honorable Prime Minister. He interacted with Suklaji when he was in space. Of course, he also had the opportunity to interact with students and, of course, with ISRO team. I was leading an ISRO team. And coming back, the government of India gave a warm welcome. Honorable Prime Minister himself was there in the midnight, early morning, 2 o'clock, to receive Suklaji and Prasad Nair. And let me also thank Honorable CM of Delhi. Madam was there, early morning. Please understand what type of enthusiasm this country under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister has happened. And we three were there to receive him and receive both of them. And then Suklaji also had a detailed interaction with Honorable Prime Minister of India, and we have got lot of direction and guideline from that. And we are going to have lot of outcome from this mission. The country is going to get lot of benefit. The entire training, what they had, we are going to be benefited in the BAS, Bharat Antarikshya program, and Honorable Prime Minister has already directed us to work for taking man to moon by 2040. It is going to serve there. And immediately, by 2027, we are going to have the first Gaganyaan crewed mission. This entire experience is going to yield very good result for that. Not only that, for the next generation, 30 to 40 years, the entire program conceived by Honorable Prime Minister is going to be utilized. And I would like to say in this, other than the Gaganyatris, the entire program is a teamwork in ISRO. And 20,000 employees are involved in the activity. And they are represented by the directors. Mr. Rajarajan is there, director from Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. Mr. Rajarajan, please get up. He is the director leading the mother center of the space program, the Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. Of course, Mohan could not reach now. Then we are having Mr. Chankaran, who has led the team for enabling the successful NISR mission. And we had Nilesh Desai, and he is the person who has realized the L-band synthetic aperture radar payload. And we are having Padma Kumar, who has taken over as the director of Sriharikota. And we have got another important unsung heroes, Mr. Ganesh Pillai as the scientific secretary. He is hand in hand working. And of course, now we have got the new IASU director. He is in front of us. He is standing here. Soumya Narayanan. He is a veteran in mission management. Then DK Singh. He is the director of the Human Spaceflight Program, who has ensured the successful mission. And then we are having Rajiv, who is our front face in Delhi, I think our OST. And then, Anil Kumar. Anil Kumar is there. I didn't see here. Anil Kumar is the ISTRAC director responsible for, and our JS. Madam is there. Madam, please get up. Additional secretary could not participate. I want to tell one thing. The entire ISRO program is purely a teamwork of 20,000 employees and 450 industrial partners and 300 academia partners. Today, along with us, we have got the Gaganyatris who have joined hand in hand for our programs. And dear friends, we have conducted, based on the direction and guideline from Honorable Prime Minister, the Chintan Shivir 2025. It was conducted on July 16 and to 18. We have looked at, there were 360 participants, all ISRO top management people were there. And we have done, based on the vision given by Honorable Prime Minister, the implementation of Space Vision 2047 and looking beyond 2047 up to 2062. We have looked at the major missions and brought all the implementation status up to 2047 for the Viksit Bharat 2047. And the report is going to be submitted on 23rd, and there are something around 11 domains we debated, discussed, and we have charted out our program. Another important thing, Honorable Prime Minister, when he took over as the Prime Minister of this country, 2015, we had a national meet. We brought all the stakeholders together. Today, after 10 years, to leverage the space technology and application for the Viksit Bharat 2047, and we are having the second national meet. And in fact, 63 departments are using the space data. All state governments and UTs utilizing the space data. So we had something around close to 300 plus 1:1 meeting. And in fact, Honorable Minister was reviewing every week, and we are happy to release the report on 23rd August. And Pan-India celebration for National Space Day, our Honorable Prime Minister, we have to salute and thank. He declared August 23, 2023, when we accomplished the Chandrayaan 3, and India is the only country till today successfully soft landed near the south pole of moon. And that day, Honorable Prime Minister, that point, he has declared as Shivasakti point, and that day, every year it is going to be celebrated as the National Space Day, and we have charted out a program tomorrow and day after tomorrow. At the end of this press meet, you will see the theme video. Coming to the theme, it is Aryabhatta to Gaganyaan, ancient wisdom to infinite possibilities. Dear friends, in summary, I want to say by 2040, Indian space program will be in par with any other spacefaring nation in terms of application, in terms of launcher capability, in terms of human spaceflight program, and in terms of the satellite technology. Now, coming to the upcoming missions, these are all the upcoming missions. This year, we are going to have at least another 8 more launches, minimum 8 more launches. Of course, 9 we are targeting, 8 launches we are targeting. Minimum we are going to accomplish. And LVM-3 is going to accomplish the CMS-02 mission. And there is going to be a PSLV C-62. And this year, we have declared the Gaganyaan year. By December, we are going to have the first unmanned G1 mission. And the Vayomitra, the half humanoid, is going to fly in that. Then we are going to have Navy satellite during the last quarter, and SSLV. Another important mission, a commercial mission, 6,500 kg of a commercial mission is going to be accomplished by LVM-3M6. And Honorable Prime Minister has rolled out the space sector reform, thereby 5 PSLVs are given to private industries, and the first PSLV N1 is going to lift off before this end of this finance year. There it is going to place a technology demonstration satellite. We are having 30 technologies are going to be demonstrated, including electric propulsion, quantum technology, and a lot of new things are there. Then we are having the OceanSat mission and GASat-1A. And for the SBS, special project, some 52 satellites we have to launch, and the first satellite is targeted this finance year itself. And thereby, we are extremely happy. The Department of Space is doing outstanding contribution. And today, we are a proud nation. We are having the Gaganyaan 3. Mr. Suklaji is with us. And the mission based on the vision of Honorable Prime Minister was a 100% success.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now I request Group Captain Prashant B. Nair, designated astronaut for the Gaganyaan mission, to share his thoughts and experiences.
Thank you. Jai Hind to all my countrymen. Thank you for inviting us out here today. A few months from now, we're going to be having Diwali. And that's the time when Sri Ramji entered Ayodhya. Over here right now, to the Ram that is Shuks, if I can call myself Lakshman, it feels like there's Diwali here today when all our countrymen are here to receive us. But remember, even though I'm elder to Shuks, I would love to be Lakshman to this Ram any day. That's how professional he is. But remember, even Sri Ramji and Lakshman got a lot of help from the entire Vanar Sena, that is our fantastic ISRO team. Thank you, Hanuman and team, and also from the Devtas, the entire gang out here. Otherwise, it would not have been possible. Also, the entire experience when we were there, I can just sum it up in Sat Chit Anandam. What is Sat? Satyam. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Satyam, the truth. The time of Bharat has come. There's no doubt about it. Whether it's technical prowess, whether it's industry, whether it's a Josh, our time has come. It's no small feat what the chairman has listed out till now. To know the implications, you must see the way when we were abroad, with a lot of pride and with a little bit of envy from the others. They say, how come you all have achieved so much? And that too with a lot of humility. So that's the Satyam part of Sat. Chit, that is Shivam. Whenever Bharat does something, we make sure that everyone benefits. That's the consciousness we have, because we believe one is everyone. It's not a zero-sum game. So similarly, from the experience point of view, when we were in the US, everyone had a lot of respect for all the things that we do. And they said that whatever you guys have been doing, you make sure that you share knowledge. And then Anandam, Satchit Anandam, that is Satyam Shivam Sundaram. everything is really beautiful. Like my colleague Shukh had said, my Ram, that when you see Bharat from top above, it's really beautiful. There's a reason why this ancient land has been providing guidance to the entire world since a long time. It's because we believe in the oneness of humanity. That's what space gives us. That's what our future is going to give us in the space program. That's what our children will give us by being inspired here today. Not just in STEM research, but also in the arts, whether it's space management, whether it's culture, whether it's space diplomacy. The future is space and future technology. When we do all this, we should not forget the base on which all this has been made, because we all, whichever field we are from, have contributed a lot. So, I would like to reiterate what has been our slogan since, days immemorial in this country. Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, but add to it, Jai Vaigyanik now. And also, why not? Jai Har Bharatiya. You are the reason we are here. We get to wear the cool suits and look good in front of the camera. But remember, the leaves will not blossom if the foundation is not strong. All of you sitting out here, right from the minister to chairman, to all of you, in every street, in every way, have been contributing to this program. And I would like to thank the Prime Minister and the entire team for being with us throughout. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद ग्रुप कैप्टन प्रशांत बिनायर. Now I invite Group Captain Subhanshu Shukla, astronaut of the Gaganyaan mission, to share his experiences.
नमस्कार. इट्स गुड टू सी यू ऑल. आप लोगों के सिर्फ सवाल सुने थे अभी तक, बट अब चेहरे भी दिख रहे हैं, तो अच्छा लग रहा है आप लोगों को देख के. इट इज़ डिफ़िकल्ट टू फॉलो लक्ष्मण इन स्पीच, बट आई विल ट्राई माई बेस्ट. I would like to start by thanking the people who have made this mission possible. And there are multiple layers to this, not just one person. I will start by thanking the Government of India for conceiving about this mission and finally making it happen. I would like to thank ISRO for enabling this entire mission, the people, my colleagues at ISRO who have worked so hard for successfully executing this mission. I would also like to, I see some faces here, the PIs, the researchers who have enabled the experiments for the Axiom 4 mission. And I would like to thank them for their contribution and their work for this mission. I would like to thank you guys for bringing this mission to the population of this country, to the common man, and making it accessible by everyone to view. And in the end, I would like to thank each and every citizen of this country who behaved in a way that they actually owned this mission. I really felt that this was a mission for this entire nation. So with this, I have limited time to share my experience of this past 1 year. I will try my best to cover the salient aspects, and thereafter we can follow up in the question and answers. This mission, Axiom 4 mission, was a mission to the International Space Station. So we were flying on top of the Falcon 9 vehicle in the Crew Dragon, and to the International Space Station for a period of 2 weeks, and thereafter coming back. The launch was from Cape Canaveral, Florida, and recovery was off the coast of San Diego in the Pacific Ocean. Crew Dragon is one of the 3 vehicles which can take humans to space as of now. And we were fortunate to have the training on the other one, the Soyuz, which goes from Russia, as well as Crew Dragon now. International Space Station, as you know, is an orbiting laboratory which has been there since 2000 and has been conducting cutting-edge science and is actually a perfect example of marvel of human engineering and human collaboration. My profile in this mission was as a mission pilot. So Crew Dragon, there are 4 seats, and I was the mission pilot. I had to work with the commander and interact with the systems of the Crew Dragon. Basically, anything that has to be done with the Crew Dragon was our responsibility. Now, with this mission profile, for the 2 weeks on the ISS, the work that we had, the job that we had was we had to perform the experiments that were conceived, developed, and realized by the Indian researchers. And also to perform STEM demonstrations and just capture photographs and videography to bring it back to you. So that was the primary job while we were up on their station. To execute this mission profile, we were training at various places, and it was distributed. So we were at NASA, European Space Agency, and also we traveled to Japan for executing the training for the International Space Station. At the same time, we also went to SpaceX for training on the Crew Dragon vehicle, which was the vehicle on which we were going to travel to space. For training on the experiments that were prepared by researchers, we traveled to various NASA centers. The benefit of executing a human spaceflight mission end-to-end is more than the training, actually. The supplementary knowledge that you get just by being there, the experience of it, the conversations that you have, the interaction that you have with people who have had a history of human spaceflight, it is invaluable. And I think all of this information that I have been able to collect in the past 1 year is going to be extremely useful for us for our own mission, the Gaganyaan and the Bharatiya Antariksh Station. And very soon we shall see somebody traveling up in our capsule from our rocket, from our soil. In spite of all this training, आपने चाहे जितनी भी ट्रेनिंग की हो, लेकिन उसके बाद भी जब आप उस रॉकेट पे बैठते हैं और जब वो इंजन इग्नाइट होते हैं, when they catch fire, I think it is a very different feeling. I had not imagined of how it would feel like, and I was actually, running behind the rocket for the first few seconds. I took time to catch up to it. From that point of time till the time we splashed down, the experience has been unbelievable. It has been so exciting and so amazing that I really have been struggling to find words of how do I convey it to you so that you live that through my words. Probably I'll take some more time. But the training prepares you very well for the mission, but the experience is very different from what you learn on ground. On orbit, when we reached, and you would have seen that the body undergoes a lot of changes. There are different things that happen to you. जब प्रधानमंत्री जी के साथ मेरा इंटरेक्शन हो रहा था तो आप लोगों ने देखा होगा कि मेरा सर इस समय probably इस साइज से दुगना था. It was double this size. And so बहुत सारे changes होते हैं body में. You don't feel good for the first 3 to 4 days, but you still are working and you are interacting with the systems and doing a lot of work. But उसके बाद 3 से 4 दिन में ही आपकी body used to हो जाती है. उसको अच्छा लगने लगता है. And you start performing well and you start feeling okay and everything becomes all right. And then when you have spent 20 days, आप जब रह चुके हैं वहाँ पे 20 दिन के बाद, when you come back, then again the body forgets of how it is to live in gravity. And so it again has to readjust and rewire to understand of what it takes to just walk or just hold things or just do things. I narrated this incident in one of the interviews, I think before, that I was sitting on my bed and I was holding my laptop, and the habit was so ingrained in me that I held my laptop and I left it, hoping that it will float. But unfortunately, we have gravity here. So it just fell down, and thankfully nothing happened because of the carpet. But that is the kind of rewiring your brain has to undergo, when you come back, when you go up or when you come back. I feel that this mission has been extremely successful in terms of a lot of things. We have been able to achieve all our technical objectives. The aim, the objectives that we had laid down because of the effort of a lot of people. But there are a few takeaways from this mission that I would like to just talk about before I close out. And those takeaways are witnessing an execution of a human spaceflight mission like this gives you a lot of knowledge, a lot of information. And these are intangibles. You cannot measure them. You cannot just put everything on paper and write it down. The experience goes much beyond and much deeper than what you are documenting or putting in books. So I think that is going to be very valuable for us, for our journey of human spaceflight mission that we are starting. I also realized the power of the scientific temper. The excitement that I saw in kids, the excitement that I saw in people that was there. I had 3 interactions from orbit with the kids. One was the live event, and then there were 2 ham radio interactions. And in each one of these interactions, there was at least one kid who asked, how do I become an astronaut? And I think that was the biggest win for me from this mission, that kids here are already thinking that they want to become an astronaut. And the good thing is that we are ready, ISRO is ready, India is ready with the rockets, with the launches, that we have the capability now that we can make this dream a reality very soon. So that was very fascinating for me. Another thing that was very peculiar for me, we had a crew which was from different countries, from Poland, Hungary, India, and United States. And the mission itself was being executed by people who were sitting in Japan, Europe, Germany, US, all over the world. But all of them are able to come together for one single cause, for one single mission. And what this conveyed to me was the unifying nature of space, of how it brings people together, the power of collaboration that it has. And I think that speaks volume about this discipline in particular, and overall values that we have as a nation of always trying to bring people together. So this resonated with me very strongly. And in the end, I just have a message for everybody who is listening in on this conference that we are having. All the kids who are listening to this message, I was sitting there with you, I was sitting on the chairs that you are sitting on today, and I had never thought I will reach here, I would go to space. But my message to you is, if I can do this, you can do this too. And we have to make it work, and we have to go forward from here. One mission after another. We'll have Gaganyaan, and thereafter Bharatiya Antariksh Station, and we'll have a series of missions. So I want you to dream, I want you to think that you can do this, and we will together make this happen. And with this, I will end this with the key message that I've had throughout the mission, while going up, while on orbit, and while coming back. भारत आज भी अंतरिक्ष से सारे जहां से अच्छा दिखता है. जय हिंद, जय भारत.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद ग्रुप कैप्टन सुभांशु शुक्ला for this inspiring thought and speech. Now I request Honorable Minister Dr. Jiten Singh Ji to address the media.
Thank you, Mr. Ojha. Chairman Narayanan, Group Captains Prashant, Subhanshu, friends from the media. I know you would be waiting to have more of interaction with the two gentlemen sitting left and right of me, so I would not take long. And without taking the risk of being repetitive, just to add one or two observations. To take off from what Narayana was saying about the recent missions and the upcoming missions, I think what might have struck you is that the Department of Space has been around for nearly 70 years. And officially, the ISRO was established in 1969. So I'm sure one day, some of you, or some of the analysts might be asked, why all this had to happen only in the last few years? Why it couldn't have happened in the last 5-6 decades? And since all of us belong to the domain of science, which teaches us not to speak without evidence, I think that's because in the last few years, we have started following the strategies which are followed by the rest of the world. Now our benchmarks are global benchmarks, our strategies are global, and the parameters that we are seeking to live up to global. And therefore, and this entire story began somewhere in 2018. For the first time, I think Dr. Kiran Kumar was the chairman, and he said to me that now we are ready to actually prepare a human being going up to the space. So I said, let's verify whether we can actually do that. So he got back to me after a few days. Yes, we are very sure. And this time now also to announce to the countrymen. And then the Independence Day was going to happen a few months, a few weeks later. So all of us decided and promised each other to maintain a guarded religious silence so that we could have the announcement done by the Prime Minister of India from the ramparts of Red Fort, because you know what it means when the Prime Minister himself announces. And I think that was the first momentous occasion for each one of us associated with ISRO when we heard the Prime Minister on the Independence Day of 2018 declaring to the nation that we are now ready to send an Indian into the space. And thereafter, this entire process started. We had the potential astronauts, just when Narayanan was talking you about. They started their training. Then suddenly the imponderables happened. The COVID struck us. They were there in Moscow that time. The Gregory Institute that got get back, the lockdown. So everything got delayed. Actually, we had very ambitiously planned it to have this first human mission coinciding with the 75th year of India's independence. But then since everything went haywire, so it could not materialize. And then, of course, when the training was almost complete, the Indian module, the Russian module. Then this happened. The suggestion that we could have an Indian astronaut, and that happened when Prime Minister Modi was on a visit to DC and was having parleys with President Biden. And the first thing I told the then chairman, I said, look here, now you don't take it just on its face value. It's a recognition of the Indian talent. Now we are being solicited because they know the value of our contribution. So our collaboration has now reached an equal level. So we are collaborating at an equal platform. And then, of course, Prashant and Subhanshu were there. So when you try to seek answers why it didn't happen, as Narayanan was saying, we were just almost one digit or zero startups till about 5 years back. Today, we have more than 300. What also I think he should have mentioned is that our space economy was almost dismal, not even worth mentioning. Today, we are $8 billion. And the manner in which we are progressing, our projections indicate that in just next 8 to 10 years, we'll be going up nearly 5 times, maybe $45 billion, which otherwise means that as we move on from economy number 4 to 3, 2, and 1, space component is going to be a major value addition to the future economy growth. And as I've always had that when you scientifically think how the economy is going to grow from where we are, it is going to happen from the unexplored or the underexplored sectors, which were there but which were not attended to. So one of them is space, the other is oceans, which also we have started deep ocean mission. I'm not going to talk about it right now. Now, I think the biggest turning point was when the Prime Minister agreed to open up the space sector to the private sector. And some of the media friends very fancifully and very beautifully reported the Prime Minister Modi has unlocked India's space. And I said it is the unlocking of the Sriharikota gates, because only 10 people would sit there and do the launching. It was the first time I went. Dr. Radhakrishnan was there in the middle of night at about 3 o'clock. He said, I'll take you to a place where even my scientists are not allowed to go because it's such a prohibited space. And then it was about 1:30. I said, Radha, I try to learn one new thing each day. What I learned today is that one should be either as an eminent scientist as you are, or somehow manage to become a minister in the Department of Space and Research. But then why this restriction? And I'm glad the Honorable Prime Minister allowed us to do this today. At any point of time, we have 15 to 20,000 people watching the launching, and we have created a separate exclusive space zone for the media persons. We have on average 1,000, 1,500 media. So this opening up gave us a lot of enthusiasm. It also gave us, and the private sector, the private boys and girls who came in as startups, they not only gained out economically, financially, some of them are now making lucrative entrepreneurs, but they also added value knowledge-wise. They came in a lot of new ideas. The first time why I'm saying so that these are lesser known facts, lesser reported. When the Sky Route was launched, the first one, I noticed a small gadget there on the rocket. I didn't know. I asked the chairman, I said, what is this? He said, I can't figure out. I said, if chairman can't figure out, who else would? So I said, let's call the boys. So when we called the boys, they said, sir, when you send a rocket up, the Doordarshan catches from the ground. We have put a camera on the top of it. So they were actually coming with new ideas, and that's how the growth has gained momentum. Otherwise, there was never a dearth of talent. You've seen those pictures of Sarabhai carrying some of his saman on the baggage. But one more thing I wish to add, because there are some cynics, they say, what are you going to gain out of this? On the one hand, our space missions are much cost-effective compared to the counterpart missions elsewhere. Over here, we just spent out 500 to 600 crore, even in this mission. And it was one of the most beautiful examples of the public-private participation, four party. Our Chandrayaan was just about 600, not even 1/3 or 1/4 of what the other counterpart missions. But even more importantly, more than just sending up rockets, we are into other sectors for the ease of living of the common citizens, the infrastructure sector, development. Our work, as far as space technology is concerned, is of a much more volume in other sectors. Like, for example, Gati Shakti has become now a global model for development. Our Swamitra program, where the drones and space technology get together to map out the land. So you made the citizen the master of his destiny. He doesn't have to depend on the patwari or the revenue officer. Our telemedicine, our health, flood disaster information is being shared by all the neighboring countries. Geo Manrega, housing, our Amrit program, our smart city program. the agriculture sector, and most of all the defense sector. The entire warfare that happened during Operation Sindoor was a combination of space technology and the Department of Atomic Energy. And all the technology was adopted in the last 10, 11 years. So this was, the Operation Sindoor gave us an opportunity to test our capabilities on the Pakistani soil, incidentally. So all this, you can understand, we are confined because seeing a rocket going up and then talking to somebody sitting over there is little more, sounds a little more romantic, rightly so. But otherwise, we are in a much, much bigger way contributing. I would rather say space technology has entered every Indian household today. Now, what was special about the XGM mission is, from our point of view, also from the government's point of view, also from the point of view of the dispensation that is laying down the policies today, I think in a single mission, through a single mission, our astronauts have lived up to 3 or 4 flagship mantras which Prime Minister Modi has been constantly practicing, propagating over the last nearly 12 years, ever since he's been at the helm. A, indigenous, Atmanirbhar Bharat. The astronauts were Indians, and that too from the proud Indian Air Force. The entire technology which they got, the kits that they carried for the experiments were developed by the Indian resources, none of them from outside. And of course, same is going to happen with the Gaganyaan as well. So that is living up to Atmanirbharta. The second, these kits were developed by different departments. One was, of course, Department of Biotechnology. You will be happy to know that we have entered into a formal MOU between the Department of Biotechnology and the Department of Space. And somebody asked me, what is the idea? I said, one day we'll have a space physician. In fact, I must compliment Shivanshu that the experiments that he conducted were actually meant for a biotechnologist to do. But he proved to be a very good learner and did them as well, because we couldn't have sent a biotechnologist there without getting acclimatized to the space. But one day that will happen. So we have, learning from this experience, this episode, we have actually started doing that. And we had the contribution from the IITs, from the Indian Institute of Science in Bengaluru. So the second mantra, whole of government and whole of nation approach.